Hi everyone, Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome! This channel is for Japanese learners of English. Kiyomo shadowing no lesson wo yadakimashou. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Practice daily to master tango, bunpao, hatsuan, and rhythm. Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Zehi. Channel no toroku wo onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So, you're curious about expressing interest in English. Well, there are actually a bunch of ways to say I'm interested in that go beyond just that basic phrase. It all depends on what kind of interest you're trying to convey.
Exactly. It's not just about one set phrase, is it? You've got like that casual I'm interested in. But then there are those times when you're like really into something or maybe just kind of curious about something. So how do you switch it up?
Yeah, totally. You nailed it. If you're generally into something, you'd go with be interested in. It's the classic, like I'm interested in art, because you want to become a painter. Simple and to the point, right?
Right. It's like a general vibe. But what if it's more than that, like a subtle fascination? That's where you might use take an interest in. Like they took an interest in the project after seeing its potential.
Yeah, that take an interest in has that sense of like a new spark, a sudden curiosity, something grabbed your attention and you're ready to explore it. But what about when you're just, wow, curious?
Then you'd go with be curious about. It's like you're not necessarily committed to diving in, but you want to know more. Like, I'm curious about this new restaurant downtown. Have you seen it?
Ooh, that's a good one. A real subtle difference there, but so important. The curious about is all about that immediate intrigue, right? But then you have phrases that suggest more of a concern, something that's like on your mind.
Right. It gets a little different then, doesn't it? Yeah. It's no longer about active exploration, but more like, what's up with that? That's when you might use wonder. Like if you say, I'm wondering why she passed the exam, it's like, I want to know what's up with that situation,
Totally. You're not just casually interested. You're actively wondering what's going on. And I guess it's kind of like that next step. And then there's concerned.
Yes. Concerned is more like, you are, a little worried, like, I'm concerned about my friend's health. Help. She hasn't been herself lately. You're not just casually curious. You are actually a little worried.
It definitely got that weight to it, like something is actually on your mind. And if you want to say something is bothering you, bother comes into play.
Exactly. Bother is like, it's not just a passing interest. It's something that's kind of irritating, It's like when you say, it bothers me when people don't clean up after themselves in shared spaces.
Yeah.
Something that gets your goat. It's a little bit stronger, right?
For sure. It's like a little annoyance that just keeps getting under your skin. And then you have similar but even stronger ways to say something is bugging you, like annoy.
Yes. Annoy has that feeling of, this really gets under my skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you say, it annoys me when people interrupt others during a conversation. It's that feeling of irritation.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just a little thing. It's a full-on annoyance. Or even that super casual one gets on my nerves.
Right. It's like, oh, that really gets on my nerves. It implies an emotional reaction, more like the nerves are being touched. But, then there's also times when something's just been stuck in your head.
Right. That's a different kind of interesting or bothering, isn't it? Is that feeling of on my mind. Like, the upcoming presentation has been on my mind all week. That's that constant worry or concern.
Totally. Something's been stuck. And you just cannot seem to shake it off. That's when you might say, I've been stuck on this problem for hours.
Yes, like the thought is just glued to your brain. And you might also say, I can get the song out of my head.
Exactly. Can't get it out of my head. Is that catchy jingle or a phrase you can't shake off and that is stuck in your head? Or it can just be a thought that you keep going back to almost like you're obsessed.
Right. It goes that one step further, almost like I cannot stop thinking about it. And that I cannot stop thinking shows how you're completely absorbed by something. And there's also I'm obsessed with. It shows you're really, really into something.
Yeah, obsessed is like, it's more than just an interest. It's a full-on thing. Like she's obsessed with keeping her house clean and tidy. That's next level. You're basically saying that someone is like, totally consumed by it.
Right. So you've got everything from casual interest to full-blown obsession, all under the umbrella of that one word. It's amazing how many ways there are to express a single idea, isn't it?
I know, right? It's like each of those phrases tells a whole different story about the type of interesting it is. It's really all about picking the right one for the situation.
Exactly. So next time you want to say, I'm interested in, Consider exactly how interested you are and pick the English phrase that fits perfectly.
Yep, it'll make all the difference. Thanks for breaking that down. It really helped make sense of it all, you know.
My pleasure. Happy to help.
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? 理解できない部分はありませんでしたか? Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Please let me know your 感想 or request in the comments. ぜひチャンネルの登録をお願いします. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. See you next time. Bye bye.